slow it down. Flipping the cup, but the glass is full of wine. Girl, stop playing it, cause we're running out of time. If you see me dipped off, best believe she fine. Watch the city lights in the back of my BMW.
Look, man, yesterday I checked out that Fantastic Four movie. It's funny, I had a out of the theater reaction, but this is what you gotta understand about yesterday. I went to go see a movie with the same homie of mine who I saw Superman with, right? We had got these edibles from Tornado. For those of you who shop at Tornado, if you know, you know. We had got these edibles at Tornado, and each gummy, it was a gummy. Each gummy that we chewed on had 400 milligrams of THC. Now, that may not be a lot for some of you, but for me, it did damage. It did damage. I was extremely high watching Fantastic Four. I was extremely high. I'll show the clip. I'll show it. I like what you said. You said it felt bleak. It was bleak. It was intense. Galactus is he's just too big. Pause. I was gone, bro. So keep that in mind when I tell you what I thought about the movie. You know, I feel like nothing would change. Because I'm going to say this. Nothing would change about what I'll say, but I'm going to say this. I'm very surprised. I'm very shocked that Marvel made Fantastic Four like that. That was the most serious, most dramatic, most action-thrilling superhero movie I've probably ever seen. I've never seen a superhero movie so thrilling. Galactus was huge. He wasn't as big as Arishem or even bigger. He didn't need to be. They were able to show his size, strength. Like, it was so, like, and his voice and what he was trying to do. Basically, you gotta know that in this movie, it's basically about Galactus is trying to destroy their Earth. He's coming. He sends down his herald, Silver Surfer, female Silver Surfer. She gives out the warning. Pretty much, the Fantastic Four is set out to stop Galactus. In this universe, as you've seen, the Fantastic Four is set in this 1960s retro future. They skipped the origin story. They explained it briefly in like this documentary type TV show that they got going on, because the Fantastic Four is completely famous, and they're the only ones who protect the planet or Earth or America or wherever the hell. Because in dealing with this threat, that's another thing too. Like the Fantastic Four, they didn't have no help from the military. They didn't consult or have help with the government of any sort. It's like Fantastic Four was all alone in dealing with this threat that's imminent in Galactus. So that was interesting. That made the movie feel even more intense, because they're the only ones. Like, it wasn't no Avengers, there was no Spider-Man around, no X-Men, none of that. It's just the Fantastic Four. So we haven't seen a very self-contained story in a while. It's been a lot of team-ups lately, which has been fun, but at the same time, I'm starting to see how you could lose some of that intensity and that drama and the action, being that these heroes were kind of alone in dealing with it. Even though they're a team, like, they did something in this film that they didn't do in a lot of superhero movies, where it really felt like these heroes weren't okay. Like, they couldn't pull this off. Like, for those of you who've seen the Thunderbolts, then you know that in the post-credit scene, the Fantastic Four end up going to the main universe for some whatever reason. So you're thinking throughout this movie, like, damn, what's going to happen between them and Galactus? I'll explain this one scene. This one scene that had my heart racing. I was so fucking high. So Silver Surfer, she comes out of nowhere. Her voice somehow is able to be heard all across the city. You must make an announcement like, Galactus is coming. Hold your loved ones tight. Tell them things that you always wanted to tell them, whatever the fuck. I herald his beginning. I herald his end. Or I herald your end. I herald Galactus. They redo the chase scene, or had their own version of Johnny Storm chasing down Silver Surfer. This time it was different, just because I'm gonna give out little spoilers in this. I'm not gonna go over too many spoilers. This part is definitely gonna be a spoiler. So spoiler on this. So he chases down, the Human Torch or whatever, and uh, he grabs her board, and then she turns around. She speaks another language to her own language, but she does it in a way that's like really sexy. Like they made Silver Surfer very sexy in this. I figured they would. I mean, it's a silver naked woman. I mean, how can you get away from that not being sexy? But do that, and then Reed and them, they say, okay, let's try to see if we can find this Galactus. Maybe talk to him, negotiate with him. If not, we're gonna have to put the pause on. Find Galactus already like in the middle of consuming the planet. Now listen to me now. This scene really showed me just how serious this movie was gonna be. They pull up to this planet. The planet looks okay. Then all of a sudden they get readings that this planet is starting to get, become destroyed. Then they see it. This planet is like, it's like being sucked from the inside out. And they're like, oh my gosh, like this plane's getting destroyed right now. And Johnny Storm's like, is there any people on there? Reed zooms in through whatever type of lens he got on the ship, zooms in, and yes, it's like hella people trying to run, bro. Like that scene felt so intense. Like I have never, now this could be because I was high, but I felt fear. Like I felt frightened. My like the scope and the size of Galactus' ship and the destruction he was making was so frightening. Eventually they go on to the Galactus ship. They're pretty much trying to make a deal with him. And Galactus, his voice, the way he came out of the dark, he sits on like a giant ass fucking chair, this throne of which he got shit plugged into him, which I think that's how he gets all the energy from these planets. It gets consumed into his body. And bro, that scene was horrific. Like I said, Galactus' voice, his size, you could feel his strength while he's sitting on that shit. Like I have never seen, look, they say that the guy, his name's Matt Shackman. He made a few episodes of WandaVision. WandaVision had good moments of tension and good moments of like mystery in it. So I'm not surprised that someone like that who create tension really good in a show like WandaVision, the way it was constructed, it wasn't all that action packed, but it was definitely very mysterious. So for him to come along and make Fantastic Four have some of those elements to their to his movie makes sense. But for him to make Galactus this frightening, and throughout the whole movie, by the time they try to escape from Galactus, all the way to the end of the movie was pure drama, pure intensity. Because at the end of the day, Galactus' main goal in this is either he destroys the Earth, consumes it, or they give up their son, Franklin Richards, who has been born in this movie. So the center of the conflict is Franklin Richards. And man, look, man, was there comedy in this? Sure. I mean, you had some funny dialogue, but it wasn't taken away from the action. Like it was within the drama of the situation, and it was serious. Like you felt like they did a great way where, you know how some super movies is tension, is high stakes, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we got Iron Man, we got Cap, we got Thor, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get out of this somewhere. No, it really felt like you could feel the pressure in them. Because again, the public is all like, well, we're gonna do this, the world's they need to just give up the baby, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of fucked up the way society was treating them. Like, y'all gonna have, like, who y'all think y'all are, like, huh? Like, we got this. If we say we got this, we got this. Even though they didn't say that first. Reed Richards at the press conference all like, I don't know if we can save y'all. What do you mean you can't save us? So it was, it was wild, bro. Like the intensity of the film. Look, man, if they didn't have Reed Richards there, if Reed Richards was not there, they would have been screwed. That's how deep of a threat Galactus was, as he should be. They would have been screwed. Is this movie better than Superman? I have no really true nitpicks about this film. It was all cool. Johnny Storm, the way they had him in this, kind of threw me for a loop. It's like, it's hard to gauge how old he was. Obviously, they got an actor in his early 30s, so he obviously looks older, but the way he was acting is like, it was a bit childish. It's a bit childish. It's kind of hard to get. It was still good. Good performance. You got some people out there complaining about the ending. Look, man, they did Sue Storm great. The end of the film, what she does was great. It was off chain. And that was the best they could do. They didn't defeat Galactus. They did not defeat. I'm not going to tell you what happened with Galactus. I think I gave you enough spoilers, but that was the best thing they could do. At the end of it, you see the results, the consequences of what they had to do to stop Galactus, and then see why Galactus wanted that baby so bad, why he wanted Franklin Richards. For those of you who don't know who Franklin Richards is, there's a reason why Galactus wanted Franklin Richards, where he wanted to make that trade-off between him and the Earth. Better than Superman? Absolutely. Look, I gave Superman a second try. I knew it wasn't great, but I'm like, let me just see it for what it was. Superman's a kid's movie. Superman is a kid's movie. That shit is for kids. Warner Brothers, when it comes to superhero movies, they're the dumbest company in the world. You will never beat Marvel, because Marvel does stuff like this. Marvel is going to give you a very dramatic, intense superhero movie, which superhero movies should it be. Superhero movies should be way more action-packed than your average cop trying to catch criminals, or your diehards, your rush hours, your lethal weapons. It's supposed to be more intense. You're dealing with people with abilities and villains with abilities and galactical threats. Like, it should be more intense. Why wouldn't it? It's not wrong with having undertones of comedy, but don't get rid of the stakes, the seriousness of it. Like, and that was through all out this. It was thrilling, man. I'm very surprised they made Fantastic Four like that. That was extremely thrilling. Like, obviously I was high, so if some parts felt like a horror movie, but if I was sober, I'd probably still be speaking kind of the same thing. Like, the stakes were imminent and it was high. So that lets me know that Fantastic Four, they're showing how the Fantastic Four, through the emotional leadership of Sue Storm and through the intelligence and strategicness of Reed Richards, even in the midst of danger, no matter if it seems like they're having a hard time figuring it out, they're going to figure it out. So I'm very excited for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Stay for the post-credit scene because it's going to definitely lead into Avengers Doomsday. Casting was great. Ben Grimm, great. Nice New Yorker Ben Grimm, if you catch my drift. Like I said, Johnny Storm is cool. I got to watch it again to really gauge his personality in this one. It kind of threw me for a little bit. Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, best Sue Storm ever written, ever on live action. Reed Richards, great Reed Richards. They really relied on him. Like I said, if he was not there in this situation, they are fucked. It's hard to compare because I got this up there, bro. Like, this is one of the best superhero movies I've seen since Avengers Endgame. Fantastic Four is 5 out of 5 stars. It's worth your time. It's worth your money. It damn near should be worth an auction. Like, bro, this movie was off the chain, bro. Fuck Superman. Go watch this, bro. Seriously.